Okay, in this video we will be discussing, domain and range. Domain and range of functions. Yay. Alright, so we're going to use the graph of a function. Tartar sauce. Let me try to get this. Let me get this. Okay. Okay. Those are our x, and I'm still on line tool, our x and our y axis. So let us say that we have we graph a function. Excellent, that's our function, or whatever, okay. And we want to know, well, what's the domain and what's the range? The domain is, well, any stretch along the x-axis that the function goes over. So the domain extends from here to here, as far as we can see right now. Domain. Alright? And the range extends from as far down on the y-axis all the way up to as far up on the y-axis as the function, which is in green, goes to. So range. This is how to find the domain and range of a function graphically, just looking at a graph. So actually, I gotta go up. Let's look at the function of sine. I hope you all have gone through trigonometry so far. So here we have the x and y axis, and the graph of sine is something like this. Oops, still on that darn line tool. And in both directions. Alright, so the domain is all real numbers, right? Because we expect the graph of sine to keep going. So all real numbers for the domain. All real numbers. And the symbol for that is an R with an extra line. All real numbers. The range for sine is different. Alright? The range, as we know, sine goes up to 1 and it goes down to -1. So from 1 to -1. Alright? So the range is only like right here. The range. So if we were writing this in interval notation, which you should have learned from college algebra and pre-calculus, the domain would be -infinity to infinity. Now keep in mind, domain is not the same as periodicity, which I will get into later. And the range, it hits 1, so we need a closed bracket, is from -1 to 1. So that's how you'd write the domain and range in interval notation for the graph of sine x. F of x equals sine x. Yeah. And now let's do one with coordinate pairs. So let's say you're given this set 4, 6, 10, 9, 80, -2, I don't know. What would the domain and what would the range be from what you can see right here? The domain is your inputs. So your domain, I just usually write D, is 4, 10, and 80. and your range is the other numbers, the outputs. So R is 6, 9, and -2. So that's how you would find the domain and range from a coordinate pairs. So you have from graphs, you can just look from graphs, and then you have from coordinate pairs. And finding the domain and range given an explicit formula for a function is something a little different process. So I'll go into it in a different video. I'm going to end this one right now because I don't want these videos to be too long. So I'll stay tuned.